Imagine a birthday party filled with laughter and teenage excitement, but ending in an unimaginable horror. This was the stark reality at the North Stockton Surf Club on a spring evening in November 1989. The occasion? A 16th birthday celebration that drew many young attendees, including Leigh Leigh, a bright and spirited girl with aspirations of becoming a veterinarian. Raised in Fern Bay, New South Wales by her single mother and stepfather, Lili was known for her vibrant personality. On that fateful night, Lily's mother, like any other, had given her a curfew: be home by 11 p.m. With a light kiss and a casual wave, she stepped out, unaware of the grim fate that awaited her. The party was in full swing, the air buzzing with the carefree joy of youth, music blaring and friends gathered. Lili mingled among her peers, her laughter mingling with the ocean breeze. But Leigh Leigh never made it home that night. As the clock ticked past midnight, a frantic search began. Lily's stepfather, filled with dread, scoured the streets of Stockton, his heart pounding as he called her name into the silent night. The morning sun revealed a chilling sight on the sandy shores of North Stockton Beach. There, the unimaginable had occurred. Lily's lifeless body was found, a victim of a brutal crime that shattered the innocence of the community. The beach, once a place of joy and laughter for Lili, had turned into a crime scene. What was supposed to be a night of celebration quickly turned into a complex web of deceit and silence. As the sun rose over North Stockton Beach, revealing the grim fate of Leigh Leigh, the local police were thrust into a labyrinth of teenage secrecy and revelry gone wrong. The investigation initially seemed straightforward: a birthday party, a missing girl, a tragic discovery. Yet, the officers soon found themselves navigating through a haze of underage drinking and a disturbing reluctance from witnesses to come forward. Each interview peeled back layers of a night that many wished to forget, a night marred by unchecked impulses and dark corners. As detectives dug deeper, they encountered a wall of silence. The cultural norm of not snitching, especially prevalent among the youth, turned crucial testimonies into whispers. The community of Stockton, usually tight-knit, was now a breeding ground for rumors and half-truths. Some said it was an accident, others whispered of a premeditated act by a known troublemaker. The stories were as varied as they were unhelpful. The challenge was not just the lack of cooperation, but also the chaotic nature of the event itself. With no clear account of the sequence of events, reconstructing the timeline was like piecing together a shattered mirror. Every reflection seemed to distort the truth further. Police efforts were further complicated by the pervasive issue of underage drinking. The alcohol-fueled bravado had clouded judgment, turning potential witnesses into unreliable narrators. This not only muddled the facts, but also posed ethical questions about the responsibility of adults in supervising such gatherings. The forensic team worked tirelessly, hoping that physical evidence would speak where witnesses did not. Yet, every clue seemed only to deepen the mystery, weaving a tighter web around the tragic event. As the community whispered, the truth remained buried in silence. In a case shrouded by darkness, a single voice began to cut through the silence. Matthew Webster, a name that would soon become synonymous with both infamy and a chilling form of candor, stepped forward with a confession that would pivot the trajectory of the investigation. Webster, previously just another face among the partygoers, revealed his direct involvement in the brutal demise of Leigh Leigh. On that fateful night, under the dim lights and the raucous noise of a teenage celebration, a sinister plot unfolded. Webster admitted to not only assaulting Lili, but also to her murder, a confession that sent tremors through the courtroom and beyond. His words, though cold and fraught with regret, unveiled more than just his own culpability. They exposed a disturbing backdrop of the party itself, a gathering laced with underage drinking and unchecked debauchery. It was a setting where boundaries were blurred, and the consequences of such a culture were devastating. As Webster narrated the events of that night, it became evident that this was not merely an act of individual malice, but a manifestation of a broader societal failure. The community's initial silence and the reluctance to address the toxic elements of their youth gatherings were as much under scrutiny now as the act itself. Webster's confession peeled back the veneer of a night gone terribly wrong. This admission did not just mark a breakthrough in the case, it sparked a necessary conversation about responsibility, culture, and the importance of vigilance in safeguarding our communities. A community divided, a family shattered. In the aftermath of Lili Leigh's tragic murder, the small town of Stockton found itself engulfed in a storm of emotion and controversy. The brutal nature of the crime not only horrified, but also split the community into factions. Some stood in solidarity with Lili's grieving family, calling for justice and societal change. Others, regrettably, cast shadows of blame onto Lili herself, suggesting her presence at the party somehow contributed to her fate. This victim blaming sparked outrage and highlighted the persistent issue of how society views victims of sexual violence. The legal proceedings that followed were closely watched and steeped in tension. Matthew Webster, the man whose confession had unveiled the grim details of that night, was sentenced to a lengthy prison term. His trial brought to light not just the details of the crime, but also the toxic party culture that had allowed such violence to flourish unchecked. The sentencing, however, was met with mixed reactions. While some felt justice was served, others argued that the broader issues of underage drinking and lack of adult supervision weren't adequately addressed. For Lili's family and close friends, the trial and its outcome were a painful but necessary step toward closure. Yet, no verdict could ever replace the bright, aspiring veterinarian who had been so cruelly taken from them. The impact on Lili's mother was particularly profound. She became an advocate for victims of sexual violence, channeling her grief into a force for societal change. The broader societal implications of the case were significant. It sparked a national conversation about victim blaming and community responsibility in preventing sexual violence. Educational programs and community safety initiatives were launched in an attempt to prevent such tragedies from recurring. As the gavel fell on the final legal proceedings, the town of Stockton was left to reflect on the painful lessons learned. The tragedy of Leigh Leigh served as a grim reminder that justice is often fraught with moral and emotional complexities. In the wake of tragedy, the path to justice was fraught with controversy and pain. In remembering Leigh Leigh, we find not just sorrow, but a crucial message. This tragedy, emerging from a night meant for celebration, unveils the darker undercurrents within seemingly tranquil communities. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, urging a deeper vigilance that might prevent such atrocities in the future. Reflect on the importance of speaking out. Silence often cloaks the vilest of deeds, allowing them to fester unchecked. When we choose to voice our concerns, to report what is wrong, we pave the way for justice and safeguard others from similar fates. Education, too, plays a pivotal role. By informing our youth about the perils of unchecked behavior and the value of respect and consent, we build a foundation for healthier community interactions. It's about nurturing an environment where safety and respect are paramount, where every individual feels secure and valued. Every voice matters. In the memory of Lili, let us vow to never remain silent in the face of wrongdoing. Today we recounted a tale of loss, betrayal, and eventual justice. The tragic story of Leigh Leigh, a vibrant young soul from Fern Bay, whose dreams were cruelly snatched away on a fateful evening in November 1989, echoes the chilling realities of our society. Her aspirations to heal and care as a veterinarian were overshadowed by a night that was supposed to be a celebration of youth, but turned into a horrifying ordeal. As we delved into the depths of this case, from the initial shock and horror of discovering Lili's fate to the breakthroughs that led to a confession, we've uncovered layers of misconduct and the crucial need for vigilance in our communities. The impact of Lili's story is profound, reminding us of the importance of standing up against injustice, even when faced with overwhelming silence. Engage with us, share your thoughts, and continue this important conversation. Your voice matters in the relentless pursuit of truth and justice. Thank you for joining us in remembering Leigh Leigh and exploring the profound lessons her story teaches us all. Until next time, stay aware, stay strong, and fight for justice.